This is the guitar lesson for Remember Me from Disney's Coco. This is the Hector playing for Mama Coco version. I hope you enjoy it. So the very first thing you want to do is make sure that your guitar is in standard E tuning. Take your capo just like this and put it on the first fret. And if at any time you get confused or frustrated, be sure to cruise on over to my Patreon. And I'll put a link in the description below. But here is the tab I've composed for this song. I don't know if you can see it very well, but I'm going to put that on my Patreon, so make sure to pick that up if you need some help. And let's begin. The first part I'm going to show you goes like this. So you want to make a C chord and you pluck that third fret on the A string. And then you want to pluck 3 strings at the same time, and that's going to be the D, the G, and the B string. And you pluck them about 7 times. So bass string first by itself, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next chord we go to is we shift to, it's an A minor chord, and we're doing actually something kind of weird. We're going to bar, we're going to make this A minor chord right here, but instead of letting your pointer finger go up here and just press down on the first fret on the B string, you want to bar the entire first fret. So we're going to pluck the A string, and that's our pointer finger is going to be on the A string at the first fret, and then we're going to pluck the D, the G, and the B string 3 times, and that's going to be, let's see here, our middle finger is going to be on the 2nd fret on the D string, ring finger is going to be on the 2nd fret on the G string, and then our pointer finger is still barred on that first fret, so it's going to be on the 1st fret on the B string. So that whole chord sounds like, now we're open. So everything's open, pluck the E string open, and then the D, the G, and the B string 3 times. So very slowly it sounds like this. The next part I'm going to show you goes like this. So this part's a little bit more tricky. It consists of some kind of complex finger stretches, but with a little bit of practice you should have no problem. So take your thumb and you want to put that on the 5th fret on the E string, and then you want to take your pointer finger and press down on both the E and the B string on the 5th fret. So you want to pluck the bass string, that's that 5th fret on the E string, and then we're going to pluck both the E and the B string, both barred on the 5th fret, and then we're going to take our pinky and put that on the 8th fret, and our pointer finger is still going to be in the area of the 5th fret, so we're just going to push down and pretty much bar all 3 strings right there. So we take our pinky and just put that on the 8th fret on the B string, pluck that twice, so 8 and 5, and then we're going to take our pinky off and pluck the B and the G string twice, and then I'm just going to pluck the G string. And once again, my pointer finger is still barred on that 5th fret right there. So we have Now we're going to take our middle finger and put that on the 6th fret on the E string, and we're going to take our pinky and put that on the 8th fret on the B string, and our pointer finger is going to go on the 5th fret on the G string. We're going to pluck the 6th fret on the E string, and then we're going to pluck at the same time the G and the B string twice. And now we're going to take that pinky off, and we're going to bar on the 5th fret the G and the B string and just pluck it once. So that part sounds like. And the last part we have here, we're going to take our ring finger and put that on the 8th fret. Take your pinky and put that on the 8th, take your ring finger, put that on the 8th fret on the E string. Pinky's going to go on the 8th fret on the B string. And then you take your pointer finger and put that on the 5th fret. It's kind of a stretch, I'm not going to lie, but just work on it. Take your fingers off the strings, shake them around, then put them right back on and try to make that same shape. Take them off, put them back on. That's how you get good stretches, guys. So we take our pointer finger, put that on the 5th fret on the G string, and what we're going to do is we're going to pluck the 8th fret on the E, and now 3 times on the G and the B string. So that part all together sounds like this. The next part I'm going to show you goes like this. So how we play that is we take our pointer finger and we're going to put that on the 7th fret on the D string. Our middle finger is going to go on the 8th fret on the B string, and our ring finger is going to go on the 9th fret on the G string. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pluck the D string, that's where our 7th fret, or where the 7th fret is. So we're going to pluck that note on the 7th fret on the D string, and then we're going to pluck the G and the B string twice. Now we're going to move this shape down 2 frets and pluck it again twice. So from the 8th and the 9th down to the 6th and the 7th. Now we're going to bar the 5th fret on the G and the B string, pluck it twice, and then we're just going to pluck the G string by itself. So it should sound like this. Now we're going to make an A minor chord and strum through it. Now we're going to take our fingers off aside from our pointer finger, and we're going to put our ring finger on the 3rd fret on the E string. It's going to mute this A string. The pad of the finger just kind of touches the A string a little bit, and we're going to strum through the E string all the way to the B string. That part in its entirety sounds like this. The next part I'm going to show you is the next part I'm going to show you is this. So what we're doing is we're making that same C, and we're playing it the same way we played it in the very first part of the song. So pluck the bass string, and then we're going to pluck all 3 strings, the D, the G, and the B, like 7 times. The next chord, we take our pinky and put that on the 4th fret. This one's a little bit of a stretch too, guys. Pointer finger is going to go on the 1st fret on the G string, and your ring finger is going to go on the 3rd fret on the B string. We pluck the bass note, which is that 4th fret on the E string, and then we're going to pluck the D, the G, and the B string again. The D is open, and then the G string is on the 1st fret, and the B string is on, or the 3rd fret on the B string. So back to that C again. Now we bar the entire 3rd fret, and I pluck the E string, and then I pluck the D and the G string 3 times. Then we make a C, and I go A, D, and then G and the B, at the same time twice. So the next part I'm going to show you goes like this. So what I was doing there was I was just plucking by itself the first fret on the E string, and then I go all the way up to the 8th and 10th fret. So my pointer finger is going to be on the E string at the 8th fret, and then my ring finger is going to be on the B string at the 10th fret. Pluck both those twice. Now we're going to do the 7th and 8th frets right here. So 7th and 8th fret, 7th fret on the E string, 8th fret on the B string. Twice, and then we're going to go down to the 5th and 6th, so 8 and 10, 8 and 10, 7 and 8, so twice on 8th and 10, twice on 7 and 8, twice on 5 and 6, and then once on 3 and 5. So that's pointer finger is going to be on the 3rd fret on the E string, and then ring finger is going to go on the 5th fret on the B string. Do that only once, and then we're going to take our pinky and put that on the 3rd fret on the E string and strum through the D all the way through the E. It's basically like a G chord. I guess you could do a full G if you'd like to. But so we do that, and then we're going to make a E. It's like an E7 right there. So it's going to be an E major 7. So we're going to take our pointer finger, put that on the 1st fret on the G string. We're going to take our middle finger, put that on the 2nd fret on the A string. Ring finger is going to go on the 2nd fret on the D string. And then we take our pinky and put that on the 3rd fret on the B string. We strum through all the strings on that one. We make an A minor, and then I'm going to pluck the G and the B string. So I strum through that A minor, and then I pluck the G and the B string. And now what you want to do is you want to take your ring finger off the strings and put your pinky on the 4th fret on the E string, and you want to strum through the E string pretty much all the way through the B, but you kind of mute this A. This A just does not sound good if it rings. So you only want a couple of the strings to ring. And that's pretty much my E string's ringing, my D string's ringing, my G string is ringing, and my B string is ringing. And how you muffle strings is if you're making a chord and you turn your hand a little bit more, the pad of your finger then rests on that following string. So that's what I'm doing with my pinky right there. So it's blocking out that A string. So I strum through it, it kind of sounds like this. And that part should sound like this all the way through. And the next part goes like this. And the song ends. So how I played that was I took my, doesn't matter which finger, I basically just hit the 10th fret on the E string, let that ring, and then I'm going to go to the 5th and 6th string. It's going to be, the 5th and 6th fret. It's going to be the 5th fret on the G string and the 6th fret on the D string. Pluck that twice, then slide up to the 8th and 10th, pluck those twice. Now on different strings, we're going to go to the 9th fret on the B string and then the 10th fret on the G string. Pluck those twice. Now we're going to take our pointer finger, put that on the 8th fret on the E string, 9th fret on the B string. Pluck those two once, and then go up to the 10th and 12th fret. And that's the highest part we go. And then we come down to the 3rd fret. Pluck that 3rd fret on the E string. Now we're going to make, it's like a C power chord. So it's pointer finger on the 3rd fret on the A string, ring finger is going to go on the 5th fret on the D string, pinky is going to go on the 5th fret on the G string. Pluck all 3 of those. Then take your ring finger off and bar the pad of your pointer finger down so you're hitting both the A and the D string on the 3rd fret. So then you have. Now we're going to move this over a little bit, and we're going to move our hand over. Put your pointer finger on the 5th fret on the G string, and actually want to bar your pointer finger on the 5th fret on the D and the G string, and then your pinky is going to go all the way up to the 8th fret, and that is the last few notes we play in the song, and the song ends like that. This song is a little bit different just because it starts with only vocals and it ends with only vocals, so make sure you can pull up the video on YouTube and watch Hector play for Mama Coco and play along with it, and that's probably the best way you're going to learn this song. And also, guys, finger stretches are huge, so make sure you definitely keep on trying these different stretches. Once again, guys, if you have any frustrations, I put this tab on my Patreon, so be sure to check it out. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you guys on the next guitar lesson. Keep rocking.